What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another video. Now in this video I am going to be ranking all of my major pieces of equipment here out of 10. I'm going to be basing these scores on things such as usefulness, reliability, ease of use, how big of an impact they've made on my business. So if you are thinking of getting one of these machines, then hopefully this video will help you make up your mind. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing you are going to see as you come through the door here is the Summa S1 Plotter. This is the name of it. And right off the bat here, I am going to be giving this thing a 9 out of 10. Now the reason I'm taking a point of it is because I haven't used it to its full potential yet. I haven't done die cut stickers. Everything I do in this is kiss cut stickers. I've got my settings dialed in here for kiss cut stickers. If I am doing unlaminated stuff, then the pressure's at 85, and if I'm doing laminated stuff, then the pressure's at 185. So I don't want to be tweaking with them. I did look into doing die cut stickers one time and seeing that I had to tweak with all the settings, so I didn't really want to do it. The kiss cut stickers are absolutely perfect in this. They come out perfect every single time. It's fast, the cuts are accurate, so no complaints out of it. It's definitely going to be a 9 out of 10 with the Summa. And next on the list is my trusty Epson 60600. I've got this around a year and a half now, and I have to say it's probably the best printer that I've ever had. So far I've done vinyls in this, I've done canvases, I've done posters, I have done PVC banners, I've done pull-up banners, and I'm really only scratching the surface. If I wanted to do, let's say, cast vinyl, if I wanted to do vehicle wraps, I could do them in this thing. If I wanted to do wallpapers, I could do them. If I didn't want to do floor stickers. So it's a very versatile machine, and it has brought in a whole new source of revenue for my business. Now the inks on this thing are reasonably priced. It comes with 8 of them. If you got the 8600, then there would be 10 inks, but these are, if I got 2 blacks, it would cost me around €265, or same with 2 yellows or 2 magentas. And there is 700 mils in each one of these tanks, so it does go a long way. Maintenance on this then, I usually clean it every 3-4 weeks, do a head clean. And problems, I did come in, remember after Christmas, I was off for maybe about 4 or 5 days. I hadn't done any printing with it. I'd done a nozzle check and it was fairly badly blocked, but a medium clean took care of the problem. So yeah, it is a brilliant printer, and I can only give it a 10 out of 10. And next on the list is my Konica Minolta C1060 here behind me. Now I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10, and the reason I'm going to take a few points off it is because that usually every 3 months maybe I would get a service problem with it where it would break down. Now sometimes I can fix these issues myself, or I get on the phone to the guys in Dublin and they'd explain how to fix it over the phone, but sometimes you can't and you have to actually get them guys out. Now in fairness, they are normally out the following day, unless it's a Friday. That means then you got to wait until the Monday before you can get your printer fixed. But if I didn't get them issues with it, or if I only got one of them issues a year with it, then I would be giving it a 9 out of 10 because it is a very good printer. It's a laser printer. I like the Epson. It's very versatile, can do a lot of stuff, and yeah, it brings me in a lot of money. Now when I first came into the studio here, this was the first printer that I got. It was the most expensive printer I've ever got, €15,000. But it does complement, it and the Epson do complement each other very well. Normally when, there's always one of them working, and a lot of the times there's 2 of them working, and when the 2 printers go on, it means that you're getting a lot of money coming in. So yeah, it's a very, very good printer, but just for them service issues, I got to take a few points off it. And right down here at the back is my Morgana Major paper folding machine. Now this is a funny one because if I hadn't done this video maybe 3 months ago, I would have only be giving this thing probably a 5 out of 10, because I was getting a lot of problems, a lot of issues trying to set up the paper for it or set up the different folds. But since then I have opened up this bottom plate here, and I discovered that it was about 9 or 10 mil off in settings. So since I fixed that, it has been a lot easier to set up. It's not perfect. Now the problem with the Morgana Major is that it is a folding machine. It doesn't score the paper beforehand, so if you are folding anything above 170 gram, you're going to get some paper cracking on it, especially where there is going to be heavy toner use. But apart from that, it is a good machine. It does, it is very fast. It could fold 1,000 leaflets in very, very quick time. So it does serve a purpose for me here. And yes, since I got it fixed, it hasn't been too bad. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, and then we are on to my laminator. This is a Royal Sovereign laminator, and it's, you know, I bought this second hand. It was €850. I think it's a 54-inch laminator, and I can't find many problems with this thing. I mean, when I first got it at the start, I was getting issues with it. You know, the rollers would move, and then they might stop moving, and then they'd move again, and I couldn't figure it out. But then I realized that there is little sensors on the side of it here, and they're just basically to stop you from sucking yourself into the machine and having a final destination moment. But you know, since I discovered that, then it's just a matter of, you know, stopping the paper from curling, or the vinyl from curling up before it enters the machine. So it has been, you know, I haven't really had any problems with it. I could easily give this a 10 out of 10. I'll take a point of it because sometimes it does give me a big electric shock. Bit of static electric or whatever builds up on it, and you could touch it, and you know, you can nearly give yourself a heart attack. So yeah, my Royal Sovereign 54-inch laminator, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, last but not least is my little semi-automatic guillotine here. So this is, I don't even know what it's called. I think it's basically an entry-level semi-automatic guillotine, and it has served me very well. It was €1,000 second hand. I've took the plastic cover off it here just to speed things up, but I have a couple of issues with this guillotine, and if you look in here, you'll see pretty much one of them. So the back gauge here, you can see there's a bit of a gap compared to over here. So what happens was then when I put business cards or flyers in over this side, they can get stuck in underneath that, and then when you push the paper forward and do the cut, then that bottom sheet is going to be more or less for scrap. Also underneath here, this wee clamp that comes down on top of the paper, there is 2 rubber strips, so there's meant to be 2 rubber strips running across it. I only have 1, so whenever I clamp down on top of the paper, then I'm going to get an indentation on the top sheet of paper, so it's a bit annoying. But apart from that, you know, it has served a purpose here. It's probably going to be the next thing that I upgrade, but for now I'm just going to give this a 6 out of 10. Alright, so I do have one other major piece of equipment here, and this is the Magnum now. I've only just got this a couple of weeks, so I'm not going to pass judgment on it just yet. Maybe just give it a few more months before I decide. Alright, so hopefully that video helped you folks. If you are looking to purchase one of these machines, then hopefully this video will help you make up your mind. And you know, this is pretty much all that you need to start a printing business. You know, these are all the essential things that you're going to need. I would recommend probably a laser printer for speed, a wide format printer. You'll need a laminator and a guillotine, and maybe a plotter and a good computer. You know, once you get all that stuff, then you're, you know, well on your way to having a little print shop. But yeah, hopefully it did help you, and if it did, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos about what's going on here in the printing shop, then subscribe to the channel.